Hey, and welcome to a special edition of Cooking a la Quarantine. Guys, I know I've been hitting up these videos, but sometimes you gotta take an advantage when you can. A neighbor of mine that lives down the road, he has chickens, and with all of our spare time, we've been going through our cabinets, and I found about 25 egg cartons. Way back when, here at the Tomahawk Ranch, we used to have chickens. In fact, my wife made a bet with me, if I could keep chickens alive for a year, I could get a goat. Well, right now we've got about 25 goats, so I guess I kept some chickens alive. Anyway, I thought about it, and I'm like, well, I really don't want to throw this stuff away. Let me check with my neighbor and see if he wants them. So anyway, I messaged my neighbor who owns Fubar Farms and said, would you like these egg cartons? I have no use for them. So, okay, I figure I might as well help my neighbor out. If there's one thing we can learn from all this crap that's going on, is to be a better person. Maybe help somebody out. Maybe there's nothing out of it for you or me, but maybe they get a leg up somewhere and get a little bit of help. So, I know what you're thinking. Fubar Farms. What kind of name is that? Well, it's a military acronym that is perfect for what's going on right now. Fubar stands for Fouled Up Beyond All Recognition. Well, not really fouled. I use another word, but I'm not going to use it here. But when I stopped over there, these people were so nice. I got some chicken necks and some chicken parts and got some pretty cool cards. And right now I'm cooking up some apple sausage made out of pork from their farm. So I acquired some chicken from Fubar Farms, and I highly recommend it. It's a veteran-owned company, United States Marine Corps. Got to support the vets when we can. So here's what we're going to do. I've already chopped up all my vegetables, including my free-range onion, and we're going to throw that in there. Basically what it was about 4 stalks of celery and 3 small free-range onions and a couple of cloves of garlic. Well, it's not really garlic. I call it vampire repellent, so we got some vampire repellent. Now, got a little apple cider vinegar. It just happens to be organic. I have a feeling it was on sale. And now we got to add our spices. Every recipe I've ever read said a pinch of this, a dab of this. Actually, the recipe we saw said a handful of thyme. Well, I don't have any fresh thyme, so we're going to have to use some dried stuff. Now, I figured I'd make it interesting. I got this little shot glass in with my grunt style t-shirt. So that's what we're going to use to measure our spices tonight. All right. So I've got my shot glass full of peppercorns. Remember, we're trying to make the bay leaves whole. Wait a minute. We're going to strain all this stuff out. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to put a couple of bay leaves in here, just like that. So, got this. And a bunch of thyme. We all have thyme right now, don't we? But this stuff's spelled with a Y. and an H. So now we've got this, and what I am going to do here with these necks is I'm going to make another batch. Now, it said to use 3 quarts of water. How do you know what a quart is? This is a quart jar. I'll be right back. I'm going to get another quart. All right, so I did add 2 more quarts of water. So this is at a total of 5 quarts of water. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make this stock, and you've got a couple of options. I'm going to show you how to can some of it, like Granny used to do in one of these. We can freeze it, or you can keep it in your fridge and use it within a week if you've got a large family. All right, so don't worry, gang. I'm going to wash my hands after this. This is just Banjo being Banjo. One of the big things with this show is using what we've got and trying to get it done and doing it the best way we can. Look, if you have chicken, if you go out to Sam's Club and social distance and get a couple of rotisserie chickens, which are super cheap, then you can eat the chicken, you can pick it, you can make stock from that. Let's say you have chicken for dinner, you just barbecue a bunch of stuff, you know, save the bones, make stock. But if you really want to up your game, smoke some chicken. And when you smoke it and you get done and you've got the bones and the leftovers and all the crap, what you do is you do the exact same thing we're doing. You're going to drain it all out anyway, so it'll work itself out. I'm just giving you a couple of more options. Something easy, something quick, something that you can feed everybody with and not stress about. This is stress-free cooking.
Crock-pot, stovetop.
You can use the stovetop, you can use a crock pot, you can use an Instant Pot. Shoot, you can use a turkey fryer outside if you have to. The world is your oyster when it comes to stuff like this. You are only limited with your imagination. How's that? So now we've got this thing simmering. So what I did was I set this up manually for 45 minutes. We're going to set this up for 45 minutes. We're going to drain it. And we're going to throw it in the fridge overnight. Scoop off the fat and go from there. All right, so this thing is simmering. What we're going to do is set it manually for 45 minutes. Let it go for 45 minutes. Manually release the pressure in this little button up here. And then we're going to strain it, strain out all the leftover parts. And all we're going to have left is some very thick, great flavored stock that I'm going to put in the fridge. And then tomorrow, if there's any fat, we'll scoop it off and use it for something else. All right, guys, so 45 minutes is gone and pressure cooker went off. We manually took the pressure off. That's the junk. What we're going to do is we're going to put it here in this strainer, strain out the last little bits of the good stuff, and then we're going to put this, when it cools off, into a container and put that in the fridge and use it for tomorrow. Hey, and welcome back to the next part of Cooking a la Quarantine chicken stock. Now, the other day I showed you that you can make your own chicken stock at home. Now, this is our organically practiced, farm-raised, pasture-raised chicken stock. Now, if you can look in here, we've got some thyme, some peppercorn, some other stuff. You've seen it in the beginning of the other video. So what I've decided to do, you know, you can store it in the fridge, but I would only do for a couple of days, maybe 3 tops. Add it to your mashed potatoes, make some chicken noodle soup, stuff like that. Oh, you know what? That's a great idea. At some point, I will make chicken noodle soup, and I will even make the noodles, because nothing cures anything like some homemade chicken noodle soup. So what we're going to do is we're going to just pour this into, so I messed up a little bit. Is it perfect? No. Have I ever said I know what the hell I'm doing? Absolutely not. I don't know what I'm doing at all. And you know what? That's cool, because I'm just trying to get people comfortable with being able to cook. Have a little confidence. Roll with it. Go with it. So that's what we're going to do today. I've got some canning stuff. You know what? My grandmother, my dad's mother would can everything. Hell, she even made her own ketchup. So what I've done is I've filled up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10 jars. I've got 1 in the fridge. Okay. So all that chicken is making 10 things of stock. Now, for those of you that just don't know, these are your cues. These are quarts. Let me see if I can follow. Hey, what do you know? This is a pint. And little known history fact, since I was a history teacher, you know that saying, mind your P's and Q's? Actually, that came back from taverns, where they said, mind your P's and Q's, so you knew what somebody was drinking, whether it was a pint or a quart. So there you go, and now you know something. So we go over here to my pressure canner and my pot here. Now, what you need to do with canning is you need to boil the lids and the rings. And the reason for that, you know, is it because of sanitary practices? Yes. But there's also something else. If you look really close, there is a rubber seal. Okay? That rubber seal has got to expand just a smidgen, maybe a smullion. You might want to write that down. That's another napism. But it's got to expand a little bit, because this thing's going to get hot. It's going to get hot. It's going to steam. It's going to create pressure. It's going to expand stuff. Now, why am I doing this? This is a little magnet doodad that you can buy at Walmart. It comes with one of these, and occasionally you get one of these. Now, this is a collapsible silicone one made by Ball. I love it because you can use it for, as you can see, smallmouth jars because they have a small mouth, or wide mouth jars because they have a wide mouth. And you're watching me because I have a smart mouth. So we're going to take this up And it's plain water. You do it until it's boiled, and then you let it cool down, because if not, it's hotter than hell. All right, so through our magic here at the Tomahawk Ranch, I have moved some stuff around. I'm going to show you how to properly put your seals on for your jars. Now, are there special tools to do that? Yes. But I'm trying to make it simple. Break it down Barney style, so you know how to do this. So what I've done is I've taken a wet rag, this water, regular water, and you wipe around the lip. And you clean all the crap off that could have gotten in there when you were using your funnel. Now, why do you do that? Because remember, we've got our little seals here. We have to have a tight seal. If you have crap on top of this, you don't have a tight seal. It's kind of like a big hickey on a can. So we've got that. Remember not to cross thread. And whammo. And what do we do with this? We put it in our pressure canner. Now, one thing about pressure canning, you gotta be safe, okay? This pressure canner, I bought this at a flea market for 10 bucks. It still had the original seal. It had the original book. And I'll show you a picture of that, because that's really cool. And yes, I just touched my face. I'm at home. I will wash my hands. It's all right. But getting back to the safety of a pressure canner. Okay, this is no joke. I mean, if you find grandma's pressure canner, that's great. The older ones, I think, are better. But what you need to do is you need to make sure that you've got a good seal. This is a seal. Okay, you see, as I hit myself in the nose, it's pliable. It's good. There are websites that you can get a seal for pretty much anything. And if anybody was really paying attention, I dropped a little doodad on the floor. That's called a pressure weight. And I'm going to take a break. I'm going to put something up there, and I'm going to wash this, and we'll get ready to pressure can. My lid washed again. I've got my pressure canner full. Here's my shield. No, really, this is the lid. It acts like a shield. So what we're going to do, lock it on like this. All right, now, couple things. This is our safety valve. This little guy will blow up, straight out, if something's happening. This little guy is our indicator safety. Basically, when he's ready to go, he'll pop up like that, and we'll get it going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to video a little bit of what this has to do. So what we do is we crank this up. It gets hotter than hell, and then it starts. What it'll do is it'll start steaming right out here, okay, and it'll start spitting and steaming and whatever. And then we start the timer for 10 minutes. So this thing spits for 10 minutes. And then we put this thing on. Now, this is a pressure weight. There's normally another one that goes with this. I have no idea where it is. So we're looking at 15 pounds. How do you get 15 pounds? 5 and 10. So this is 15 pounds. Now, how do I know all this stuff? Is it all up in my head? Hell no. Am I going to go get my Kindle? No. I'm going to get my book. And this is a book that I recommend for everybody that wants to do this crap. Either pressure canning or water bathing. We'll get into water bathing later on at some other point. But this guy is the book. This is my ball canning Bible. Go to Amazon, buy it, get it used, I don't care. This thing is great. Now, what it'll do is, you know, it says, well, how long are you doing this? How long are you doing that? You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I talked to my dad tonight. I said, Dad, what is it? He's like, I don't remember. Look it up in the book. So here's what we're going to do. And I took a picture of this somewhere. And it says, process pints for 20 minutes, process quarts for 25. So, all right, those are all quarts. That's going to be easy. It's going to be 25 minutes. Yeah, man, this thing's spitting. You see how the steam's like this? That's how it goes. You have that for 10 minutes. And then you see the little safety indicators up there in the back? He's ready to go. So we're going to let this go for 10 minutes. Then we put this thing on and let it go for 25. And see, this is when you put the little counterweight on there. Now we let it cook for 25 minutes. And here is our finished product. Yeah, why does it say 2019? Because I screwed up and didn't realize that it's 2020. How am I ever going to forget? And that is how we can stock and how we make it. I know this was long, it was drawn out, but, you know, canning and pressure canning are long and drawn out things, but the rewards are so great because that's one less thing that you have to worry about at the grocery store. I'm not saying don't go to the grocery store. I'm just saying limit your exposure to being out and about. And that's part of what this show's about. Now, listen, somebody asked me, they said, what's this thing on your apron here? Look, if somebody sends me an apron, I'll wear it. But this is kind of important to me. This is the symbol of Shriners Hospitals International. They help children with burns, with physical maladies. And if they have insurance, they charge insurance. What is not paid by insurance, they do not charge. It's a great organization. And like I said, I just wanted to give a little light to the whole situation here. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.